What's going on, everyone? I apologize for being inactive for about a year. Started a new job, had training was intense. Didn't really have much time because of that, but now that's over with, I'm actually doing the job. I can actually get back into making videos of what I'm doing with my car. Enough with the excuses. Let's get into today's video. So today's video is installing my new, you can see it, hybrid racing shifter. This is the version 3. Also got the cables here. My lovely wife got me this for Christmas, and shout out to her for that. I'm excited to install this, so let's get into it. Alright, so my first impressions of the hybrid racing short shifter is it is very sturdy. It's all metal. There's no plastic like the stock shifter, so there's going to be less play. It's going to be very direct. You're not going to have much wiggle in it. I feel like it's going to have a tighter shift. Looks like it has better bearings in it. It looks like just overall the quality is a lot better. I know that hybrid racing has a lot of highly rated reviews, and everyone that buys it loves their products. I believe this is actually the first product from hybrid racing that I've gotten. I might have some accessory pieces, but that's not really performance parts. This is actually my first performance part from hybrid racing, and I'm excited to see how well their quality is. Alright, before I start tearing this apart, I just want to show you how loose, I guess, my shifter is. This is a stock shifter. Actually, it might be a Buddy Club short shifter. I don't know. All I know is it's full plastic with just the metal part being the shifter piece here. So this is back and forth without going in all the way to first or fifth or reverse or sixth, whatever. So that's how much play it has back and forth, front and back. That's how much play. So it has a decent amount of play all together. So this is going in the first. Still has play in first, back and forth, front and back. Same thing with each gear. So that's how much play it has. So I expect when I get the hybrid racing shifter in here that there'll be a lot tighter play. I know there's adjustments on the throw and on the shift, so you can make it tighter if you want or a little looser if you like. So yeah, I just want to give you a reference point of what I have right now, how it feels. Alright, so a high level overview of how we're gonna install the short shifter is you're gonna take your center console off. You're gonna take your cover here that has your accessory port here. You're gonna take that off. You'll actually expose the short shifter. There's gonna be a couple bolts. You'll have to take a couple clips off to take the cables off, pull that out, put the new one in. What I'm thinking I'm gonna have the most trouble with is gonna be installing the actual cables, because I have to pull the old cables out and then install the new ones. Alright, so we got the center console off. Just a reminder, you have this rear accessory port. You take that clip off before you pull the actual center console apart, and then you can get the whole thing off. As like I said before, can't really tell, but that says Buddy Club on it. And so this is actually an aftermarket shifter, but it's still all made of plastic, and it still has some play in it. But so next thing you need to do is take these 4 bolts. I believe they're 10 mil. 1, 2, 3, 4, all around the corner. There is a clip here on the side, which looks like mine's already out right here. The clip that clips into it right there, you need to take that off before you actually pull the whole assembly off. And then before you do all that, you need to take these bolts off here for the actual shift linkage and the cotter pin here. So you take those off, then take those 4 bolts off, then pull it off. I also forgot to mention that right here, you're going to have to take these clips off here. You'll have to pull up on this one, and then this one rotates off here to get the shift linkage off, because this whole assembly has the bracket for the shift linkage on it, and it all comes out in one piece. Alright, so I got my cables undone. For this one right here, all you do is rotate it counterclockwise and it slides right off. This one you just pop that clip off and then pull it right out. Got my 4 bolts off, so now this can move. About to take this out. Right there. There you go. That's it right here. It's the Buddy Club short shifter. That's what it looks like. It's a mess in here. Probably clean it up a little bit before I put the hybrid racing in. But before I do that, I need to take these cables out, which is gonna have to go disconnect it from the transmission, and then I gotta see which way I need to pull them out, which way would be the easiest way, either through the engine bay or through the cabin. Not sure, haven't looked yet, but that's what I'm about to do. Alright, so I'm looking at my engine bay here. Here's the shift linkage going to the transmission. So you have this one here and this one here. I took the cotter pins out of both of them, popped these off, and then down in here I was looking. I know my engine bay is pretty crowded with the turbo in it. So you see track fees down, going down in there, and there's a little bracket that attaches to the body or the chassis of the car that I'm pretty sure I'm going to take off, and then take the bracket off these and then pull them. I'm thinking I'm going to pull them through the cabin, through the engine bay. That looks like the best option there, is to pull them out from there. And I'm still deciding on how I want to put the new cables in. If I'm going to feed them in, that's most likely what I'll do. I'll feed them in from the bottom to the cabin and then bring them up on here on top to attach to the transmission. Alright, I'm underneath the car. This is the back side of it. This is your exhaust tunnel here, then it takes a turn and goes out, or actually that way. So if you can get your perception here, this is the shifter cables. I already took 2 bolts out here. There's 2 tins right here. And you may or may not have to drop your exhaust. I'm not sure, because I don't have an exhaust that goes to the back. I have the hood exit. There's also an exhaust shield here, so it kind of covers up where it goes into the body right here. So you may have to drop those to get to it. And then there's 2 more tins here, bolts that you take off. That's the second bracket for it. And then you can just pull it straight through. So I'm gonna pull it straight through, pull this whole thing out, and I'm gonna stick my new ones up in here. And then I just wanted to show y'all what it looked like under here. I know it's kind of hard to tell just because it's tight quarters here, but this is what it looks like. Total 4 bolts, 2 brackets to pull it out. Alright, got the stock cables out, as you can see. And this is just a side-by-side comparison of the K-Tune hybrid racing cables besides stock. So what I'm gonna have to do is take these brackets off, put them on here, take the rubber booting off, put it on here. I'm probably not gonna wrap the new cables with the heat shield. Instead, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get I guess a turbo blanket is what it's referred to, on the hot side of the turbo. And then I won't have to really worry about this. And this seems like this is high heat resistance anyway, the material that they wrapped it in. So I'm not afraid that it's gonna get melted or anything like that. But this is what it looks like. The upgraded ones, they're a lot beefier, and then you have a lot more controls of how tight you want them to be. So that's nice. You can have adjustments on both ends here, and so you just make adjustments. But yep, this is what it looks like. Not too bad. Alright, so I forgot to mention that if you buy the cables, they come with the springs, shifter springs, or the selector spring here. So it's a nice upgrade if you want to do it. I would highly recommend putting the upgraded springs in your selector shifter, or shifter selector, however you want to say it. But I already did that. These are the new springs in here, these are the old ones here. How you do that is, so this is on top of your transmission. This is what the cable's hooked to. So you have 4 bolts on each side that you need to take off. And then there's, I guess I can show you over here if there's enough light, but there's I guess a hex bolt right here that you need to take off before you pull the shifter off. So it looks something like this. Focus. It looks something like this, and it goes right here on the side. You want to take that off, and that is a 8mm hex, I guess. So you need to take that off before you pull the shifter off. So those 4 bolts and that hex bolt. And then once you get it off like this, you're gonna undo this bolt. I believe it was like a 12, and this whole thing slides off. Just keep in mind where each piece goes. They only go back in one spot, so you shouldn't be too hard if you get it all mixed up. But take that off, slide it off, you'll be able to slide these springs off and then put the new ones on, and then put everything back on, and then you're good to go. Tighten everything back up. So yeah, that's what I'm about to do. All right, got her all in, got her buckled up, got the shifter cables in. She's all good. So here's the test of how tight this shifting is. This is like insanely tight. This is like night and day difference tightness. So I can like barely move it without starting to go in the first or second gear. Like, it is tight. Forward and back, left and right, everything. So here's first gear. And they're super short throws too. Like, I remember when I had the Buddy Club, I would have to throw it in first, and then it was a long throw in second, but this is super short and really tight. This is like, I don't know, this is gonna be amazing when I actually get to test drive it. But so far, it is really tight and I really like it. So, all right guys, that's it for this video. I appreciate y'all sticking through and watching it. Be sure to give me a like if you enjoyed this video. Also be sure to subscribe so you'll be notified when I do feel like posting and making a video, that you'll be notified that it's there. Hopefully y'all learned something. Hopefully I didn't ramble on too much and you're able to actually do this for yourself if you decide to get the Hybrid Racing short shifter. I really like it. It's night and day difference, and yeah, I'm excited to drive the car again. I'll see y'all next time.